You thought Jordan Brand was done bringing out OG releases this year? Well, think again. This is just another example of why 2025 might be the best year ever for Jordan fans. Really quick, before we get into the review, if you guys want a chance to win a back-to-school sneaker and sock pack, make sure to get the second core badge linked in the top of the description below. Essentially, this pack is a gift card so you can buy a pair of sneakers in your size that you can rock on the first day of school, and also an Apothecary gift card so you can grab a new pair of socks to match that pair of sneakers. Also, if you haven't checked out my sock brand Apothecary yet, make sure to check it out, link in the top of the description below, right underneath that core giveaway. If you use code Seth, you get $10 off of your first purchase. Not only that, we're also running a back-to-school promo, so if you spend $60, you get a free pair of limited edition socks. So now might be one of the best times ever to grab a new pair of Apothecary socks or a couple new pairs of Apothecary socks. And again, check out that core giveaway linked in the top of the description below. For the first time since like 2013, the Black Tongue Fire Red 5s are finally returning, which kind of makes sense because this year is the 35th anniversary of the Air Jordan 5. For anyone out there who's like me and just is not great with math, that's 1990 when they first came out, and this was actually one of the OG colorways. Interestingly enough, the pairs that first released back in 1990 consisted of two different, essentially Chicago Bulls themed sneakers. You have this version, which has been lovingly deemed the Black Tongue version because it literally has black tongue, and then you have the other pair of black, red, and white Air Jordan 5s, which instead of a black tongue came with a reflective tongue and sort of switched up the colors of the midsole a little bit. Which means that in 2025 alone, we are getting 3 out of the 4 original Air Jordan 5 colorways. We had the grapes that just recently released, we had the metallic 5s, or I guess the reimagined metallic 5s that released earlier this year, and now we have the Black Tongue Fire Red 5s. And I mean, in addition to this, we got the Amamaniere 5s, we're getting the Tokyo 5s, we're getting the Awake 5s in 2 different colorways. There's so many 5s releasing this year that it's kind of getting hard to keep track. But again, that's the reason why this year is so great for Jordan fans, because every colorway almost ever is releasing in 2025, and because of that, resale prices are crazy low. In fact, if you want to grab a pair of these early, make sure to check it out through the YouTube shopping tab on your screen. In addition to this pair, I'll link the reimagined metallic 5s and of course the grape 5s and any of the other dope 5s that have dropped this year. Now with all that being said, if you want to try and grab a pair of these for retail, they should be dropping on September 13th for a retail price of $210 in full family sizing. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens when the shoe releases. Will it sell out? Will it not? I genuinely don't know. I thought the Great 5s were going to fly off shelves, and I also thought the Reimagined 5s were going to sit. And seems like they swapped places. So the Reimagined 5s are one of the best reselling sneakers of the entire year, and the Great 5s you might still be able to find in your local Foot Locker. So I don't know what's going on. It's possible the shoe flies off shelves. It's possible that it doesn't. I have no clue. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think is going to happen. But before we get into this new retro of the Fire Red 5 Black Tongues, let's first take a look at the box that it comes in. So here it is. Honestly, not that much to look at. You've got a standard Air Jordan 5 box, black box top with a Jumpman on the top. It's a flip top box, and as you might have guessed, the bottom half of the box comes in gray with black splatter print. Now unfortunately, inside the box you do not get another set of laces. You just get, well, really the set of laces that come started in the shoe, and that's about it. But that's okay. I'm not really bothered by that. This is the kind of shoe that the only lace colors I would even consider switching to are maybe black, maybe red. Now according to the size tag, you've got, well, a size 9, which is my true size, and the official colorway of this shoe is white, fire red, black, which is actually a different color combination, at least on the tag, than you have on the other Fire Red 5s. Even though really the colors used are almost exactly the same. But getting back into the shoes themselves, because we have 2 different versions of the Fire Red 5s, and I would think that the reflective tongue version is a tad bit more popular. I personally prefer it, but that's just me. Of course, these 5s first dropped back in 1990, which is not a retro, that's the first release. The first time this pair retroed was back in 2006, 16 years after it first dropped, and then you had another retro in 2013. And actually in 2013, you had both the reflective tongue and the black tongue release, which was kind of cool to see. And now finally in 2025, we are getting the third retro of the shoe. Now like with many of the other Air Jordan 5s that have released this year, this Black Tongue Fire Red 5 apparently comes with the OG shape, or the OG cut, or as close to it as we've had. I don't have a pair of OG 5s, so I can't tell you for sure. The tongue does seem a bit lower, like what you had on the original Air Jordan 5s. The mudguard seems to come a little bit higher up onto the toe of the sneaker, which again I think is true to the OG. And it seems like the overall silhouette is a bit more wedge shaped, which actually is true for a lot of the OG Air Jordan sneakers, like the Air Jordan 4s. Those in particular, no, the 3s. The 3s in particular have a wedge shape, which you don't really get on some of the newer releases. But actually getting into the materials that make up this shoe, a majority of the upper is covered in this white, lightly tumbled leather. On the tip of the toe of the sneaker, you've got this white mudguard that I just mentioned that kind of wraps a little bit farther up onto the toe. Just above that, you've got another white panel on the toe area, which will crease over time, very quickly actually. And then above that, you've got the eye stay area of the sneaker, which comes with white leather, and of course, your TPU white eyelets. Of course, weaving through the eyelets, you've got the white laces, which I already briefly covered, and underneath that, you've got this semi-translucent plastic mesh. It's really cool to look at the different retro Air Jordan sneakers, like the different generations of the shoes that released from year to year, because you see elements like this mesh on the side of the sneaker that came from the previous silhouette. Like the Air Jordan 4 was the first one to feature this plastic mesh or TPU mesh or whatever it is. That was an element that of course was modified and continued on the Air Jordan 5. You have the visible air unit in the heel, which was first added back on the Air Jordan 3s. You have that in the 4s and of course the 5s and some other Air Jordan sneakers, which you just go down the list and see it. Another notable example is like the Air Jordan 10s to the Air Jordan 11s, those nylon straps that hold the laces in place. That was a detail that was taken from the Air Jordan 10 and added to the Air Jordan 11, so it's really cool to see sort of the iterations that take place between each generation. Now, one detail that was new for the Air Jordan 5 silhouettes was the lace locks that you find right here at the top of the laces. On this particular colorway, it comes in this clear plastic with a red little spring knob thing that kind of holds the laces in place. Nice touch. Let me know in the comment section down below if you wear your 5s with lace locks. I don't personally, but people do. Underneath the lace locks, you've got the namesake of the sneaker, the black tongue, which is kind of your standard Air Jordan 5 material. You've got a red Jumpman embroidered in the center of that, and then on the back of the tongue, you've got this red fabric sock liner that wraps all the way around the ankle, and of course your upside down Air Jordan tag. Just like with the Air Jordan 4, that tag is put upside down so you can wear it with your tongue flipped out, if that's a style you want to go with. I haven't seen anyone do that because I was born in '92 and I missed like the heyday of people flipping their tongues out. Rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got a red insole with the Nike Air branding printed on the heel in black. As far as sizing and fit goes, these fit just like the Grape 5s that released earlier this year. In my opinion, that's true to size. I like wearing my Jordan 5s true to size, but you can wear them however best fits you. I would suggest trying on a pair if you can, like go down to your local sneaker store. If they have a pair of 5s you can try that on to make sure that you're grabbing the right size for you. If you're buying the shoe online, the good thing about the Sneakers app is that it's very easy to return shoes. So if you get them in, they don't fit you, return them. You might not be able to buy your size, but at least you can go onto like StockX or somewhere now that you know your size and buy the correct size. For me personally, most retro Jordans do fit me true to size. I feel like Nike and Jordan brand are pretty on point with their sizing. But I feel like the 5s are just a true to size shoe. Continuing back in the shoe, of course, you got more of that breathable mesh, which isn't breathable at all. This is one of the hotter shoes that Jordan brand makes, so it's kind of funny that they added this ventilation area on the side and on the tongue, which in my opinion does nothing. Literally nothing. I like the thought. It's a thought that counts. Visually, it does look nice, so it breaks up the side of the shoe, so I'm not mad at it. Moving even farther back, you've got 23 embroidered on the lateral side, and actually only on the lateral side. It's not found on the medial side whatsoever. Now, this is actually a detail that you don't find on every Air Jordan 5, and the reason for that is because out of all the OG pairs, this was the only one, I believe, that released with this detail. And the reason for that is because the 23 was actually mainly inspired from PEs that Michael Jordan would wear. It wasn't featured on the retail releases, or at least most of the retail releases. The other Fire Red 5s with the reflective tongue generally don't have this detail, except for the pair that Michael Jordan was actually wearing on court, and again, that's because it was a detail that was inspired by his PEs, which did feature that. So it's a nice touch, and it's one that Jordan brand uses sparingly. We got it on the Tokyo 5s, which you can't see, but they're down there. You've also got them on the Off-White 5s, and of course there's other variants of the Air Jordan 5s that do feature this detail, but it's one of my favorite parts of this particular colorway, and it really gives this shoe a very unique and almost sporty feel. I mean, sure, it is technically a basketball sneaker, but it feels more like a basketball sneaker because you've got the player's number on the side, so I really like that. Then moving around to the heel of the shoe, unlike the 2013 retro, which came with the Jumpman embroidered on the back, you've got the Nike Air branding embroidered in black. Now this of course is true to the OG release, and this is a detail that's generally only used on OG colorways of Air Jordan sneakers. They've actually started to become more liberal with the usage of it recently, so it's found on a lot more pairs of sneakers like the Undefeated 4s, which is not an OG colorway, but it's nice to have it back on this shoe, especially because this is what the shoe originally came with. Then moving down on the sneaker, you get to the black and red midsole, which is kind of a reverse color scheme of what you have on the other Fire Red 5s, the reflective tongue variant. That midsole comes primarily in black with red shark teeth. This midsole comes in sort of a mix of black and red with black shark teeth. And for those of you that didn't know, the shark tooth detail found on this sneaker is actually inspired by World War II fighter planes. And actually totally coincidentally, because we are releasing Fire Red inspired socks closer to the release of this shoe, so stay tuned for that, we do have a pair of shark teeth inspired socks, which I'll make sure to put pictures of right here, which actually would work really well with these shoes, specifically the olive colorway, because that one comes with red shark teeth, so I think that would be a really interesting kind of look. Of course, grab them at apothecary.com, and if you use my code SETH, you get $10 off of your first purchase. Another important detail on the shoe is the visible air unit on the heel, and of course the fact that you do not have shark teeth on the medial side of the shoe, instead this little triangle. Then moving to the bottom of the sneaker, it's primarily covered in red rubber and also semi-translucent rubber, which is a really nice look. Translucent rubber, especially sort of an icy outsole rubber like this, will yellow over time. That's just how it ages. That's something to keep in mind if you're buying older releases of semi-translucent outsole shoes. That's even if you don't wear the sneaker, it just happens. That's just the nature of this rubber. Logo-wise though, you've got Nike pressed into the midfoot of the sneaker, and then you've got the Jumpman kind of hidden under the semi-translucent rubber. The Black Tongue Fire Red 5s are an incredibly clean OG release, and I love the fact that Jordan brand decided to bring the shoe out for the 35th anniversary. I personally think I prefer the reflective tongue version of this shoe to the black tongue version. Not saying this version is bad at all. I'm still happy to have this pair. In fact, I'm very happy to have this pair. I haven't had a pair of these, at least not in my size before. I've only ever had the reflective tongue versions. I've had like 3 pairs of those, but never these ones. Maybe that's just because I like that version better. I don't know. Now, I do think I prefer having the 23 on the side of the shoe rather than not having it, like on the other Fire Reds. Other than that, I think generally I prefer that shoe. Not by a lot. I mean, they're very similar sneakers, but there's something about that color blocking that I just like a little bit better. I also like the reflective tongue more. That's just my own personal thoughts. I'm sure you have different feelings and thoughts. Let me know those feelings and thoughts in the comment section down below, and which one of these shoes you prefer. Are you glad they're bringing this version back out for the first time in like 12 years? Or would you have preferred for them to bring out the last Fire Red 5s, which dropped in 2020? So let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comment section down below. Also, do you think the shoe is gonna sell out? I genuinely don't know. This is one of those shoes that has me completely stumped. I wouldn't be surprised either way. So let me know those thoughts as well in the comment section down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you all in the next one.